with my push to talk here.
It's all good. We're about to have action in about 10 seconds. Or how about immediately? Here we go. And we're off.
We most certainly are. So this is Dragon Warrior Randomizer, and our competitors are looking for a series of items and trying to gather enough strength and power to take on and defeat the Dragon Lord. And they're going to start off with 3 items here in the King's Chamber. One of those obligatorily being a magic key so they can get on out of here. And then the other 2, well, it looks like we've got an herb to start off with, and things going fast and furious already.
Yeah, we found the bonus cave straight away, and that's going to contain a lot of money with no whammies, as usual.
Yep, the big bucks chest there in the bonus cave or Stones of Sunlight cave, as Tristal finds that a knight is not too friendly.
No, that's not the AK-47, but close enough in this case as Tristal loses half his money.
Well, the bright side is that you have a chest right there that you can go and get more. Almost a, as some people have referred to it, a ghetto gold grind.
Yeah, that's right, and I think we might have found the weak monster. It's the golem, as Ryu has found that golem, and he's not hitting very hard. Will it be enough? It is enough. It's the golem, alright. That's the weak monster. And that's enough for Ryu to reach level... probably a bunch, because look at those stats. Good gracious, that's 4 levels.
37 power, wow, 91 experience, getting you 5 levels.
Yeah, welcome to Chaos Mode. So we'll quickly explain what's going on here. In addition to the usual randomization of the map and the treasures and the monsters and the monster patterns, the monster stats are randomized. And the experience to gain is randomized, and that is why Ryu has quickly gained 4 levels.
And that's a bit of the chaos that is, well, the chaos seed, is that you could have such minimal amount of experience to gain quite a few levels, but then from level 5 to level 6, it could be 1,000.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, Ryu didn't have enough to beat that Demon Knight there. Darn fire.
Meanwhile, there was a couple of resets from J.J. Schmidt, including Dragon Lord 2 Breath from a Star Wyvern.
Yeah. And Ghost with Sleep and a super powerful attack, and Z-Man's back to the... well, he's just going to reset. Penalty box this. So right now, it's definitely advantage to Ryu here at the beginning of the game here. And Demon Knight claims another monster, and Ryu's exploring. Well, he might find something favorable in that Golem Man. No, maybe not. No, not for... Does he have a favorable spell?
Well, he opts to stray away from it. Let's see what a werewolf does. Werewolf runs away. Wants no part.
Interesting. Oh, talent's found. But he's got to get away. He gets away from the Demon Knight. Does a safety herb and makes it to town. Ooh, Remolder. Ooh.
Oh, wow. That gives early access to keys. That gives access to more treasure chests that may have some very favorable items, including some of the items needed to complete the game.
Indeed. So Ryu's going to pick up 4 keys, and I don't know if he'll open the 2 chests right away, or if he'll just check the shop, or what he's going to do here.
Nothing wrong with a little browsing.
Full plate isn't that bad. Only 1,100 money, and that's well below par. Excuse me.
But not even enough value to get a leather armor at a whopping 7 gold.
7 money. Goldman wimps out. Meanwhile. And what has Ryu found? He has found the I don't know cave. I think he's found Swamp Cave?
It looks like it might be, and I'm wondering if that was the cave that was just outside of Remulder.
Yeah, it was the cave outside Remulder. Meanwhile, the other 3 contestants are continuously folding like there's no tomorrow. They all have got to find the golem, and it hasn't happened yet. But there definitely is... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, sorry.
JJ Schmidt, meanwhile, finding a wolf has hurt as well.
Yeah. Wings has been found for Ryu. I believe he has actually found the tablet cave.
Well, if that's the case, kudos to him navigating that in the dark, because that is not easy to do.
Yeah, no, I can do it, but it's not fun. So Ryu actually found wings over in the tablet cave, so it wasn't all that great, and he's got to navigate himself back out, but little does he know, he's got a very big lead right now.
It's amazing how just one enemy has done that, as that's given him a few extra levels already, and on the cusp of one more if he can just get one more enemy.
Yeah, I know, that's the big thing, I suppose. And where's that monster gonna be? Yeah, he walks into the... Oh,
Like the golem.
and Knights have sleep. 7 minutes down
And hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry?
Knights also have hurt more.
Oh, even better. JJ Smith actually is going to wander down to Remulder. But first he finds a cave. Oh, come on, run away! Gets away from that Demon Knight and survives 3 1 in 8 chances to find Remulder, but oh, he's broke. Outright broke.
No money, no experience, 1 hit point. And
Well,
at least looking at the wares.
yeah, at least he has the information. Probably the next thing he will do is get enough money to go to Remulder and try to get all those goods.
Meanwhile, let's see. Ryu has the fairy water, the torch, and another fairy water, and I missed what the first treasury item was.
Yeah, there was. I think it was like a torch or something like that. So there really wasn't much of anything there, just more keys. We have a question in chat from Cyreu X. I hope I pronounced that correctly. No, you may not disqualify us for calling it Dragon Warrior because this is Dragon Warrior. Although maybe we can. I don't know. Anyway.
Unless the DQ stands for Dairy Queen, in which case I will gladly take some.
Yeah. Give me a blizzard. Well, the funny thing is that... Oh, okay, wolves do not have a lot of HP because they just casted Heal More with just 5 damage. And Ryu has killed the second monster of the game from all 4 of our contestants. And it's good enough for one level. So Tristle's got a lot of money. So if an excellent move gets executed, then the wolf might go down. As we now know. And this is going to be one of those cases where all three of the runners are just trying to figure out, oh, as JJ does get to Remolder, and he will be able to pick up some magic keys, so that's going to help him out. But the other three runners are trying to wonder if I'm going to come down by and say this is a dead seat and it's not coming.
Well, I mean, Ryu has certainly gotten the advantage in terms of levels and doing a little bit of a gold grind to try to get a bit of something else here, as there's a little over 1,600 gold, but this red slime is not letting him get to Remolder, able to just barely get away.
Well, I tell you what, one of the runners no longer needs to complain about too tough of a sea, because he found and defeated a golem. And that's Z-Man. And just like that, he's up to level 6.
2 quick enemies, that'll do it, and modest level gains from 5 to 6, but it also gets some spells. We got Heal, Sleep, and Return. 3 out of the 10 spells here in this Chaos run.
Dragon's Scale was the Remolder box. So JJ did find his way to pick up some chainmail and a small shield, if I'm not mistaken, so that's 14 extra defense.
And Ryu's about to pick up the full plate, as well as the small shield, and is going to pass on that diamond-studded club for over 2,300 gold.
All I know is that a wizard draws near. So really, we're gonna want to try to find another town if we can help it. So Tristle's gonna be the last runner to find a monster to kill. He just has to find
Z-Man, meanwhile, has found the wolf, and that has been the go-to, as that now gets him up another level here to level, looks like level 8.
Yeah, very smart play from Z-Man, ringing up wolves like there's no tomorrow for 100 points apiece. I mean, the maximum experience is 255, but so you'd really want the 255, but dude, I'll take 100 points any day this early in the game. As now Z-Man's found Remolder. So this is one of those cases where Ryu had a very big lead, but he wasn't able to capitalize, and now I'd say this lead is gone to Z-Man. Except for the fact that Ryu's now found another town.
If he can get there now with a combination of sleep and hurt from the ghost.
Yeah, and the fact that you can't damage the ghost either. Might as well call it a metal ghost.
Something tells me that'll be a new design for the tracker, as it looks as though Garanham is where Ryu is found.
And that is a very expensive, although half as expensive as of a silver shield. That's $7,000, so you're going to have to do a pretty expensive gold grind there. Broadsword's also very expensive, but the magic armor was very cheap, so Ryu picked that up.
No change in defense power, but you get every 4 steps you get a hit point back.
Indeed, that is
And
very
we've got
true.
and we've got big bucks as well as the death necklace and wings in the 3 Garanham chests.
Indeed, the death necklace takes away 1/4 of your hit points, but it gives you 10 strength, so it might be something they might want to pursue if they get their hit points high enough.
And Ryu has found a cave in the back of Garanham, and it looks to be Garen's grave, and I'm sure that there's already going to be the claims of not random enough.
Yeah, we can all scream out, Fred! Or McGrew, whichever. Silver Harp's been found, so almost not random enough.
So the silver harp was in the back of Garanham in Garen's grave, just not in its vanilla location. Just you don't have to go as far as you have.
No. Ryu's electing to walk out of the grave for the time being. Z-Man walking through Erdrick's cave, picking up his wings, probably being disappointed, and Tristal's still struggling to find a monster to kill. As a matter of fact, I can tell all of you that Tristal's did ask in the race chat if anybody had XP yet, and the answer is yes.
Wow, and wraiths with a deadly combination of sleep and hurt more.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. So, as a matter of fact, half the runners have XP and half the runners don't, and JJ has just confirmed that to Tristal.
And Z-Man confirming what we were mostly sure of earlier, that the 4 treasury chests were 2 torches and 2 bottles of fairy water. As Ryu goes to level 7 and gets Radiant.
Ryu does confirm to Tristal that he did score some experience, so... It's just that one monster you gotta find.
And it looks like in the back or the basement of Tanagel Castle is the Staff of Rain cave, and Z-Man finding the Jerk, or Grump as he's also known.
Yeah, darn Grump. He's not gonna help us right now, but we only have one of the items that are required. The silver harp is one of those issues. The other 3 being the Staff of Rain, the Erdrick's Token, and the Stones of Sunlight. You can get the staff by trading in that silver harp to the guy who has the Staff of Rain.
Which is in the basement of Tanagel Castle, very convenient, and it looks as though the Jerk Cave, where you can trade all those items in, the Staff of Rain, the Stones of Sunlight, and Erdrick's Token, to obtain the Rainbow Drop. That is all just due north of the castle, and due north of both castles, as Sherlock is right there close to Tanagel.
So, Drakebuzz with a very brutal Fire Breath. Excellent move in Ryu's side to deal 29 damage, but that's not enough to get rid of that red slime.
Words that you would not hear outside of Chaos.
Well, Ryu's still giving it a try, but I think he's going to need to deal more damage than 31. Which you don't usually say about red slimes. I mean, you never know. Those red slimes could be worth 5 experience points. Well, he happened to get a second excellent move, and that was worth 120 points. That will give Ryu another level here. Just gonna...
And we have an Axe Knight now for Ryu.
A Metal Axe Knight as far as I'm concerned.
And JJ Schmidt with another reset as he found out that the Fun Police has hurt more.
Well, that sounds a bit appropriate though. Another golem goes down in Ryu's side. Back to Rimalder.
Well, looks like that gave him the opportunity to gold farm a little bit to get some more keys, as I believe Ryu was in Garen's grave but didn't have enough magic keys to be able to dive down to see what the other two chests were.
So we're 20 minutes in, and we're still trying to figure out, and we're still trying, really just trying to get this breakthrough, and all four contestants really are just trying to find, trying to bash through this wall. Tristle and JJ Smith trying to find the one monster to kill, as JJ just finally bashed through that wall like there was no tomorrow, killing a 242 experience point goalman for 6 levels.
With stat gains that are very unheard of. But that's what happens when you gain 7 or 6 levels in one enemy kill.
So back to Rimalder, JJ goes. He's gonna promote up to the full plate.
Meanwhile, in chat, McGrew doing his best impression of Tim the Enchanter from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Death awaits you all with nasty big pointy teeth.
Well, while we're all trying to get on the board here, I'll mention how this Kraos tournament's going to work. We're going to have 3 Swiss rounds, and that's it. So, because this is meant to be like a buffer tournament, a spin-off tournament, so to speak, of the main tournament that's going to happen in August. So we're only going to play 3 Swiss rounds, and if you have a winning record, 2-1, or if you somehow get 1-0-2, that would work as well. You get to move on to the bracket phase, and it's just single elimination. So you win, you stick around, you lose, you're out. So it's going to be pretty brief and very exciting. We've got 20 players in here already in the tournament. Hope you'll be able to join us.
Ryu has found out the hard way that the good old regular old slime happens to have Dragon Lord 2 breath.
Oh, that's just the best.
Notice how I kind of got away from saying the color, because I don't know, some people say it's a green slime, some say it's a blue slime, and I'm never sure which is correct. But I think that's interpreted in the same way of the pronunciations of towns like Rimalder or Rimaldar or whatever have you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always just called it the slime. But neither here nor there, as Ryu's taken the experience lead, but because he's found he was able to kill a knight, but unfortunately it looks like this knight is oh no, he got this one too. Nice experience gain.
And speaking of experience gain, Tristle getting on the board, taking out a gold man and immediately jumping from level 1 to level 7.
And pretty much just like that, JJ and Tristle are back in this game. I would not count either of them out, even though it took both of them 20 minutes to kill a monster.
Ryu, meanwhile, with an advantage now at level 9, he has Heal More.
Oh, that's always a nice spell. You restore 85 to 100 hit points every time you cast a spell for 8 magic points. Uh-oh, Fun Police time. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. More like the gold police.
You're right. Oh.
4 experience and 230 gold from the Red Dragon.
Oh, that's awesome. The Demon Knight might as well be called the Demon Gold, too. Well, looks like Chad liked that one as well.
Meanwhile, looks like Z-Man's making his way down into the grave, and Ryu is in my favorite spot, Six Town.
Yeah, I was about ready to say.
More commonly known as Breckenary.
And the slime might as well be called the Fun Police. He has just arrested Z-Man and sent him back to the penalty box.
Yep, a Dragon Lord breath from the Teal Slime, as it's been mentioned in chat, sending Z-Man back to the sin bin.
Yeah, I tell you what, that penalty box has gotten a lot of activity, but Z-Man with another golem kill. But right now, it's Ryu with the experience lead. A metal slime has been found. Kaishin no Ichigaki for Z-Man as he kills the metal slime, and it's actually a proper metal slime.
Wow, 215 and 224. Great for both experience and gold.
And Z-Man, I believe, is about to find the jerk.
Yes, that is the jerk cave.
So apparently Magi Wyverns are also good monsters to kill. 29 hit points. McGrew thinks he's found the spoiler enemy. I'm thinking that's the golem, but maybe not.
Well, Z-Man just getting out of the jerk cave the hard way. Getting kicked out.
No, that's the best way.
Just kind of showing everybody why he is known as the jerk. And by he, I mean the old man who has the rainbow drop, not Z-Man, just for those, just to clarify.
Has Ryu found another cave here? Oh, Ryu, why are you fighting that red dragon? You just want the gold. I bet that's gonna be the last time he fights a red dragon. Although maybe not. I mean, if he thinks that it's high agility, then it's gonna be very tough to run away.
Well, one of the issues has also been unless you're looking for unless you're able to find Erdrick's sword somewhere along the way here, the majority of the weapons are considerably expensive compared to what they are in the vanilla set of the game. I mean, even the inexpensive by comparison bamboo pole is triple digits in gold.
Yeah, and really, for 2 attack power, so pretty much it's a race to get Erdrick's sword at this point. Or you just keep killing gold men and get levels that way, like Ryu just did. Ooh, 0 agility. Where's Empty Eye? I'm sorry I interrupted you. What? Go ahead.
I was noting the 13 hit point gain, but yes, that is definitely something that Empty Eye loves.
Oh, Wraiths have sleep. I usually like those monsters.
Not this seed. They have a combination of sleep and hurt more.
Yeah. Do they have stop spell yet?
I've not seen Stop Spell as of yet, at least not at level 11. Hopefully, Ryu able to get out of this to continue exploring the mountain cave. As so far, he's just found the cursed belt in the top level. As well as some big bucks and another cursed belt.
Dun 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 dun. Gotta make the rocket tune or it doesn't count. So there's a question in chat from Siriu, which is better, carrying a lot of torches or using Radiant? And McGrew and Lavkian is pretty much covered it. If you can get Radiant, I would definitely use the Radiant until you reach Sharlock, in which you want to try to save as much magic as you can and use torches, especially if that 2 magic is the difference between a heal more and not. And it doesn't look like Ryu has found anything in the mountain cave, and have we run out of treasures to hunt down, actually?
I don't know about run out of treasures.
Well, yeah, but I think oh no, wait a minute, there's still a couple of boxes over in Garanham, but other than that, I think you've got to go to Sharlock to get the sword if it's not in Garanham.
Well, JJ Schmidt has found coal. So we will see what the searchable item is 4 steps south of the bats. And it's Erdrick's token.
Always a good thing to find. That's one of the required items to make the jerk happy. Why in the heck would you make the jerk happy?
Well, is he really happy, or is he just temporarily satisfied?
Yeah, you're right on that. Alright, so Ryu is still solidly in the lead. I do believe that Z-Man is second. JJ Smith might actually be level pegging to Z-Man because he's got an advantage in exploration. But while we haven't been watching, while we've been watching everybody else, Tristel has screamed actually into the experience lead.
Yeah, he just needed to get that momentum going, and yeah, now he's definitely up there. We also found out that the Druin has Dragon Lord 2 Breath.
Hooray, Druins. See,
Tristel's starting to hear what Jay Coper did in last week's second seed. That was that was very neck and neck last week. I'm still recovering from it, but he just kind of crept up from out of nowhere to take the lead. Although this is still anybody's race here.
Yeah, and I'm guessing what has happened is like Tristel's like, ooh, this really big experience point monster. I'm gonna go kill it, and you know, if he's constantly running to Goldman and stuff like that, and we haven't watched, shame on me, I suppose. Boom, you've got an experience lead. Like these knights, even though they're hurting quite a bit, you're looking at 100 points a night, so. And Z-Man just ran into a very rude Drakima. I wonder if all of our runners have enjoyed all this time they've spent in the penalty box this seed.
Yeah, they've spent more time in the penalty box than the Broad Street Bullies, the 74 and 75 Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh, well, or how about that one game that also involved the Flyers with the Ottawa Senators? That was about a decade ago now, hasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah, what was it, like 600 penalty minutes or something like that?
You're getting it was an astronomical number. I can't even recall.
Yeah, I believe in that game, like, virtually everybody was thrown out of the game. Like, the benches, they had, like, 1 or 2 players sit them when it was all said and done. Oh. By the way, J.J. Smith killed a metal slime and he's going after another one, but oh, those metal slimes hit hard.
We got some pretty potent power here.
And now we're pretty much in a 3-way tie for the lead at this point. It's just 80 points separate the three players, everybody except Z-Man.
Z-Man looking to get some exploration on. And finds a cave and a golem. That'll get him into the mix here. Meanwhile, Ryu up to level 12.
And JJ's right there as well.
Just about to join him now. Nice response speed. And another spell, which we'll wait to find out what it is. And another 20 MP for Ryu as he goes to 13.
That didn't take long.
Every spell except for Hurt More has been learned by 13.
Alright, so I'm going to quickly introduce all of our runners before we get into the home stretch here. JJ Smith has been a part of our community for pretty much since a few months before the previous tournament. This is pretty much the game he usually plays. He's been recently learning Zelda 2 Randomizer. Always good for that he's involved in our community. I don't think he's going to be able to join us for this tournament, but I'm pretty sure he'll join us for the August one, at least we hope so. Ryu is pretty much Dragon Warrior Randomizer centric. So if you follow his stream, that's what you're probably going to get out of him. He's been practicing very hard, and he's we find that sometimes he just outright winds up in dead last, and then the very next race he destroys the entire field. So that's pretty much Ryu in a nutshell. Tristal is the quintessential Dragon Warrior Randomizer and Final Fantasy Randomizer runner. In the latter game, he won the whole thing, and right now there's a league going on in Final Fantasy Randomizer. He is in a 4-way tie for the top after 3 stages. And finally, we have Z-Man, who is one of the finest commentators that I know of. He will probably do a lot of commentary for this game, and he also does a lot of commentary over in the Zelda 1 Randomizer world. And funny that we're talking about him right now, because I think he's about to take another trip to the penalty box.
Well, he was able to survive one Dragon Lord breath from the Drakima, and thankfully the Drakima not quite attacking it. Oh, it runs away! Wow, it runs away, able to stick around. Although, considering that Z-Man has found everything in the mountain cave, well, I guess it's not really worth death warping back to the castle to set up any kind of a gold grind, because there's no gold to be had.
No. But I tell you what,
a forge grind or a fairy water grind, I don't think that those are really the best crafts to use.
Yeah, that's very true, and I suppose I get 10 demerits for the commentator's curse. I guess that's what I get for trying to do a comment trying to comment on a commentator saying, "Oh yeah, you're definitely going to no." He's like, "No, I'm not going."
You're expecting me to die here? I'll show you. That's a Z-Man impression that I'm going to catch so much hell for later.
Ah, there's Z-Man. Oh, Z-Man just noped himself out of Brecconary. Oh, now he's unnoped himself.
He realizes, all right, now's a good time to take advantage of Six Town.
Literally. Crystal's hanging out in the grave. He's gonna try the bottom 2 floors. Maybe we'll figure out what's down there.
Well, given the minimal options that are left here, you got to figure that's where all the good stuff is.
Well, it's either that or Sharlock at this point, which, you know what? I don't even think we've found Sharlock yet. JJ's reached 15, by the way.
Sherlock's not too far from Tanagel Castle. It's right there.
Oh, you know what? You're right. We took a brief look at the statistics as JJ clearly is going to need another level with only 78 strength, excuse me. Stones of Sunlight on basement and at the 4th treasure box, which means everybody's going to have to go back to Garen's grave at some point.
True, it was found earlier, I believe Ryu was one of the first to find the harp in the upper part and then didn't have a key to go back there. So that could be something that may cost him down the road.
And I had just realized that I haven't. We don't have a tracker connected onto here, so you may have noticed that the tracker doesn't have any items lit up. So I will take responsibility for that. I apologize for that.
Doing double duty here. You're staring at 4 screens just like I am, and then our usual tracker was unavailable this week here, so. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody's faulting you for it, and we'll just make up for it with our words here. Or at least, well, I'll try to make up for my words, but we'll see how that goes.
Oh, you're doing just fine, as Tristal's going to reach the final box here, and what do we have? It is the Fighter's Ring. Alright, so all the items are accounted for. The Fighters, the Silver Harp, I forget where that is. I'm not as good as the Zelda 1 guys will say, here's where all the items are. But Erdrick's tokens in Coal, Stones of Sunlight's in Garen's grave, and actually the Silver Harp is in Garenham behind the locked doors. So pretty much 2 of the 3 items.
The Silver Harp is it. Well, technically you are correct in that it's in the basement of Garenham, which is in fact Garen's grave, and it's among those first 3 chests up there. Actually, there we go. I'm not a Zelda 1 commentator, but I can certainly go over some of those things. The Death Necklace is actually behind the locked door in Garenham. The Fighter's Ring, the Stones of Sunlight, and the Silver Harp are all in Garen's grave. And as you mentioned, the Stones of Sunlight spot was the big box. We found that earlier. And Erdrick's token is 4 steps south of the Baths in Coal.
All right, your item recaller from now on. We totally should do that though. Steal a page from Zelda 1 and just recall where all the items are. Oh, but just so we all know, since I believe all the treasure boxes are open, which means that Erdrick's sword is indeed in Sharlock.
Yeah, it looks like Lavkian in commentary already calling Big Stick on lower chest. I don't know if that meant. I don't know if he meant lower as in Sherlock, or lower as in down in Garen's grave in the vanilla harp chest.
McGrew is now calling for wagers for the where the sword is in Sherlock. You can go first, Faran. What's your wager?
Oh goodness, I got the 1 in 7 chance here. All right, let's see. A 14% likelihood. Oh, I don't know. We'll go middle left. What the heck? Why not?
All right. Well, I'll go. You know what? I'll go vanilla chest. I think it's been a while since we've had one of those, so that's what I'll call. Ryu skyrockets to level 15, by the way.
Oh, McGrew. He says, I know where it is, so I won't guess.
Ah.
He's disqualifying himself like like one of those panelists on To Tell the Truth who knows who the real so-and-so is before they stand up.
Which means that will be counted as a wrong vote. Alright, Ryu back in Garanham. So let's think about this. I believe Tristal needs to find the what is it? Erdrick's token, yes?
Yeah, I don't believe that Tristal. I don't think I saw Tristal make it to Cole as of yet.
But I think he's the only one that has found the Stones of Sunlight so far. Tristal doing some very good dismissing of some high experienced monsters. But it's very hard to run away from the slime, and it's a little bit more difficult to run away from monsters in, well, or excuse me. The running away mechanism changed a little bit in the chaos mode, where instead of trying to figure out your chances by the monster you run into, it's based on where you are in the map. So if you try to run away in Sherlock, it's gonna be harder than trying to run away around Tanagel.
And to answer a question in chat here, McGrew, no, neither Hawk's Nest nor Cantlin have been found yet.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a good point, because Erdrick's armor has yet to be found by our contestants, and you know, have we found the swamp cave yet?
Oh no, is this a here we go again moment?
I don't know. Well, McGrew's probably peeked at the math, so he'll probably tell us in a second.
Well, true. It could be possible that they just haven't found one of the edges of Swamp Cave, and perhaps it leads to the other continent that has both Hawksness and Cantlin on it.
McGrew is confirming that there is indeed a swamp cave too, where we can hopefully find Hawksness. Okay, Ryu has found the Stones of Sunlight, so he's now golden as far as that's concerned. As a matter of fact, I think he's found both Erdrick's token and the stone, so with the Silver Harp, he just has to find the staff guy, and he'll be on his way. Kaish no Ichigeki for Zedman!
That's going to get him up to level 12, and Ryu, thankfully, will have a short trip to trade in that particular item, as the not-so-grump, the man with the stone, or with the Staff of Rain, is right in the basement of Tanagel.
So Goldmen are susceptible to hurt, and I'm wagering that with the high defense of the Goldmen, they're just saying, no, I'm just gonna hurt you and call it a day. Wow, 131 HP. Probably going to be eligible for Death Necklace if it gets to that point. JJ running away from a red dragon. Z-Man's still finding red dragons. It's just not the monster to find if you can help it.
And JJ making his way through the mountain cave, and not going to be too thrilled with the result of it, as there's 2 cursed belts, a big buck's chest, a magic key, and an herb.
Something very interesting happened over in Ryu's side. I believe he was like at the last step of his radiance spell, and so he had like half of his radiance spell get totally extinguished.
I just saw for the first time on Ryu's screen as he was looking at the shop at Garanham, the clothes at over 4,000 gold. Apparently, the G in Garanham stands for Gucci.
Well, we're all trying... maybe Tristel has made it to the other side of the swamp? I think he has. No, maybe he hasn't. All I know is that Tristel's defeated another red dragon. So I believe Z-Man has found the Stones of Sunlight. And he's going to take a trip to the penalty box, and he doesn't know it yet, but it's actually okay for this result. Tristel reaching level 14.
Ryu at 15, JJ Schmidt at 16.
Tristel trying his hand at a Wolf Lord and gets it. A little bit more HP than usual. And Z-Man, I think, is taking a little bit of a break.
Or maybe just he wanted to take a picture of that freeze frame of the slime breathing fire to do 66 damage, and thus killing you.
Oh, man. Okay, Z-Man's coming back in. So we're approaching about an hour into this seed, and is that... What has Tristel found? Tristel's found coal, so he's about to get Deirdre's token.
Z-Man trying to take the stairs through the door, but he makes his way to the back of Tanagel. And going to head into the basement and more than likely trade in the Silver Harp. Indeed he does.
So where does that put Z-Man? He's found the stones, he's got the staff. I don't know if he's found coal yet.
Well, he's heading north. Is he heading to where the Jerk Cave is? We'll find out if he can get past the Magiwyvern, the Metal Slime, and everything else that seems to be getting in his way.
Well, in this seed, I'll fight Metal Slimes any day of the week. I mean, it's kind of like playing against the Philadelphia 76ers a couple years ago. Oh, did I say that out loud?
What, in which it's very close, but it ends up being a victory for yourself?
How did they end up? Didn't they like barely get like 12 wins a few years back?
Not even. They tied for the second worst record in NBA history, 10-72.
Oh man, great record. Well, okay. Serious time. Ryu Saishin just totally destroyed that brick as he finds Hawksness. I don't believe Chad is dead, McGrew. Oh.
And we've got Ghost. Oh, who snipes Ryu with a sleep spell.
Rude. Hurtmore is no good. I would try to cast Stop Spell if you can.
Well, he's at level 16, so he should have all the spells, right? That doesn't change.
Yes, that's true. And there's the Stop Spell. And it's been blocked, so Ryu's in really good shape now.
Most certainly. And Noriestra in chat, yes, this is race 1. We did not have what we had last week of a reseed.
Yes, this is definitely race 1A, I suppose. Ryu's trying to pull out Hurtmore's, but I don't think it's working out too well.
But at least he was able to get Stop Spell to work.
Alright, so we have two contestants that have completed the Rainbow Drop. It's Tristal and Z-Man. And Tristal is electing to give Sharlock a go.
If nothing else, probably to hunt for a weapon. Looking for that big stick.
Yep. So, I believe we have two events on the Randomania schedule coming up on Wednesday night at 9:30. We have a Zelda 1 randomizer race. I have to look up whether that's an elimination race or what have you. Let me see for a second. So
while you're looking that up, now is the time, chat, to place your bets and wagers and guesses as far as where Erdrick's sword will be.
Yes, that is an elimination match. Raikou Rider and Rian 7. I hope I pronounced that correctly. That is Wednesday night at 9:30 on Randomania. Also on Randomania Friday night, we do have the Super Mario Land Weekly. That's going to start at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. So those are the two events that we currently have on the schedule, but there may be more events as time goes on here. Noriestra, our content manager, is saying they all should be elimination matches. I believe I just saw 4,621 experience points to the next level for Ryu. I did not notice what was picked up at Hawksness.
Oh, at Hawksness? Well, Z-Man, he got a Kaishin no Ichigeki on the Ghost and was able to pull Erdrick's armor.
Oh, huge. So right now I would say it's Ryu and Z-Man with the advantage.
And Tristal, meanwhile, looking for the big stick, and a good point from Lavkian. Tristal navigating his way through without Erdrick's armor, and was able to get through all of that broken glass, for lack of a better term, with 15 damage per step.
Yeah, Ryu and Z-Man will not have that disadvantage. And where is JJ Smith? Oh, he was trying to find a grind monster, but he wasn't finding it with that Spectre at 27 experience a pop.
No, it was more of a gold grind, if anything, as it gave the maximum amount of gold, 255.
Dang. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna be enough to pay the bills, though.
And Wraith, meanwhile, using the sleep runaway strat on J.J. Schmidt, who now makes his way over to the other side.
That is just as effective as fighting the Rupee boss in The Legend of Zelda 1 Randomizer.
And Ryu, meanwhile, has got his rainbow drop. As we have crossed the 1 hour mark here on this seed.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to last too much longer. I definitely think we're going to beat 90 minutes here. It's going to depend on how much experience we're going to need for level 17, 18, 19, but... So Tristal's trying to run away from us. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying J.J. Schmidt has found Cantlin, but I don't know. He's about to go for the coordinates, and I have a hunch that he's going to be disappointed.
Or even worse, he's going to give him coordinates, and it's going to lead to the fairy flute.
Oh, that's right. We haven't found... Okay, 2 to the south and 36 to the east. So it's fairly countable, but you're right. I completely forgot about the fairy flute.
Yeah, and boy, you would have wished that fairy flute could have been used like way back in the beginning. So Tristal was really struggling to find to get away from that Spectre. That's because there is no run penalty for monsters in Sharlock. Which means that if a monster has really high agility, it's going to be massively difficult to run away. But
that being said, Crystal on the bottom floor.
You said what? What was it? Middle left was your guess? I'll just say bottom... Oh no, I said vanilla. That's right.
If anybody else is about to make your guess, now is the time, as Tristal's working on this AK-47.
That's only hitting him for like a few damage at a time. That AK-47... That AK-47 easily has like 90 agility or something like that. Oh my gosh, is Tristal just gonna get trimmed down a couple hit points at a time here? Z-Man, meanwhile, no problems getting to the final basement with 77 magic.
And that is the difference of having Erdrick's armor versus not.
Just so using the remainder of the herbs.
And here we go. We've got the herb. Magic key. Torch. Ah, magic key. Gold. Gold. Oh, Game Boy. I think you got it here.
I win. I win. Go back.
You win, and oh man, a lot of our racers are not going to be thrilled with that.
Game Boy hacks his Lamfkin. Go all the way back. Well, Yeah, I tell you what, I think Ryu might win that race to the sword, but oh, is Tristal gonna make it all the way there? He's gotta get there in the dark. Oh, never mind, he has torch. And now Z-Man with the disappointment.
I almost wish I could hear Z-Man's mic right about now, but I'm sure that they are words that are not safe for broadcast.
Meanwhile, this is outright amazing. Tristal with absolutely no magic in the final floor, no Erdrick's armor, no herbs, nothing. And it looks like he's gonna be able to make it to Erdrick's sword. But first we're gonna have a mini boss fight. Oh my goodness, if he can't run away. Oh, he got away! Oh wow. Erdrick's sword is his at the buzzer.
There it is. Big stick for Tristal. I wonder if he's just going to death warp out of here.
Yeah, I think that ghost is going to give him no choice. And now Ryu.
Fuchsia Fantasy, people are on the Dragon Lord's floor, but in Tristal's case, Tristal was looking for Erdrick's sword and was unable to find it and had to go back to its location, which is in its vanilla spot. Something not random enough. Meanwhile, well, in Tristal's case, it does not yet have Erdrick's armor. So he navigated all the way through, plus Lathian noting they're not strong enough to fight the Dragon Lord yet. Yeah, we don't even know what this Dragon Lord's bringing to the table.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have some grind to do, but you're gonna have to go all the way up to 9,000 experience points in order to figure out what the next level is. Oh, how about that? Z-Man putting the Armored Knight to sleep. I think at this point we're gonna need to find... we just gotta find the right monsters to give the most points here. The Wyvern is not it.
And yes, Fuchsia Fantasy, experience requirements are randomized as well. So very early on, no need to be pardoned at all. That's why we're here bringing some of the info to you. To give you an idea, early on in the seed, merely killing one enemy for 91 experience increased you 4 levels. And then the flip side to that, as you see, is it takes a couple of thousand to go up 1 level.
I just noticed the AK-47 giving only 14 experience points. And now Ryu's gonna find his way, try to find Erdrick's sword here.
Look at it this way. It could be the AK-47 could be trolly and give 47 experience.
Too true.
And JJ, meanwhile, looks like is counting out the coordinates, and he is going to momentarily find the fairy flute.
And there it is. Lavkin observing that Z-Man was not checking the boss, but the fact of the matter is nobody's checked the boss. Yeah, right now I would try to defeat any monster that has like 50 experience or more. If they're easy to kill, get them out of here. Alright, JJ's off to get the rainbow drop. He will be the last person to do so, but he does have the most experience points out of our runners so far.
Looks like he has a roughly 1,100 experience lead over Ryu. And then Tristal, experience-wise, in third with about 5,200. So he's neck and neck with Ryu. And Z-Man in experience, but has certainly been on it, as I think he's the most lucrative enemy to swat down.
So it looks like Tristal's going to try his hand at ghost shopping.
They're right.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. He hasn't picked up Erdrick's armor, so now he's finally picking up Erdrick's armor.
JJ, meanwhile, has not, and is navigating through Charlotte Castle. Perhaps just going to look for the sword.
Wow, what a crazy seed. Alright, Tristal's got the armor now. So out of our 4 runners have Erdrick's armor.
And Ryu just picked up the big stick.
Yeah, I don't think that Star Wyvern is going to be hanging around for long. Lavkian trying to tell JJ to run into the mini-boss, but he might not have the chance if the Scorpion just keeps sleeping. Well, okay, he runs away. Always a winning strategy for monsters, casting sleep and running away.
Well, it's a safety strat. It helps keep you from getting killed.
Well, true. 4,053 points. So 9553 is our next level.
That's going to be what gets you to 17.
Yep. So I would try to find as many gold men. Wolves are good. Gotta find that right zone. And try to find mountains and desert to run into those monsters often, but there's Ryu finding a ghost. Not exactly the monster you want to run into, but he's finding like, yeah, get out of here. JJ Smith nearly with a hero run out through the 4th basement. Z-Man, I believe, is in the Swamp Cave?
Yes, Z-Man is in the Swamp Cave. In Fuchsia Fantasy, monsters... well, the monsters' locations are randomized, and here in Chaos, the hit points, the spells that they may have, as well as the experience and gold that they give are all randomized at the start of the seed.
Interesting strategy by Z-Man. I guess he's gonna go for a gold grind of some sort? It actually might not be a bad play, because he's only about 3,000 gold away from that silver shield.
And to answer a question in chat, no, the experience is not scaled to, well, in Vanilla Randomizer, it is scaled to their difficulty, but here in Chaos, the hardest enemy could give you 4 experience, and one of the easier enemies to kill could give you 212 experience.
Yeah, that's gotta be what Z-Man's doing, is trying to kill specters and getting that max gold every time.
I wonder if this I'm wondering, would this strategy be faster than perhaps going to the Stones of Sunlight cave that's right there by Tanajo Castle and going in and getting 500 to 750 gold a pop?
Oh, is that what was in the... Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I am thinking that that would be a little bit faster, getting 750 each time. However, this even if that strategy was faster, Z-Man is continuing to gain experience, even though it's a little bit at a time. So this strategy definitely makes sense.
Because he does need both experience and gold.
Indeed. Unfortunately for Z-Man, he doesn't know that he's going to need a ton of experience eventually.
And answering question in chat, the COD count or the count of deaths prior to the first enemy kill, it was definitely high. Although the Ryu probably would be the person who had the least trouble, as only 2 minutes in, he was able to get his first kill and jump 4 levels from level 1 to level 5.
Yeah, it took JJ and Tristal some 20 minutes to get the first kill, and yet they are right there in the running to win this race. However, JJ, I believe, still needs to find the that Erdrick's armor.
And that search has allowed the other players to get closer to caught up, as JJ hovering around that 65, 6600, 65, 67 experience mark, now getting up to 66, 73. But you see Ryu now at 58.21, and Tristal right there within single-digit experience points.
Oh, Ryu is trying to kill a Droll Magi and is unsuccessful, and he will have to go back to the beginning. And JJ once again going to go through the glass tiles. While Z-Man is continuing his goal grind.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a bit of desperation on the part of JJ Schmidt. As he's looking at the timer, he's seeing that we're 78 minutes into this seed. He has seen the challenge of finding all these different things, and he's probably going, all right, I know I don't have the armor, but I really have to go down there.
Yeah, there's this interesting thing I discovered earlier today where the average win time of the last 5 Chaos races was only 56 minutes. And we're approaching 80 minutes. So it's a long time, so probably all 4 of these runners are trying to figure out when is that first dot done gonna come down.
And to answer a question in chat here, I don't know if a Magidrake has even been encountered in this scene.
Tristal is on his way to figure out who that mini-boss is. Also, those Drakeys give out a lot of good experience. Yeah, I think Z-Man's pretty close to getting the amount of money required to get that silver shield. And so he's going to have 16 more defense points than everybody else. JJ dying to a scorpion. The scorpion sent him to sleep, and he just said, "No, I'm not gonna run away. You know what? I've got you to sleep. I know fire. Yeah, you're going down."
And the mini boss is an AK-47 on Armored Knight.
Definitely not the monster you wanted to run into. At this point, I would think about maybe trying to figure where's that zone where those metal slimes were. Those are very easy kills. Or maybe the zone where the golem was, or maybe the zone where the Magi Wyvern was. I'm not sure.
We have a princess rescue for Z-Man. And Tristal is going to be the first one to have a chat with the Dragon Lord.
Did he use the... No, he didn't use the Death Necklace. Oh, that is a hard-hitting DL. Oh.
Not quite as hard-hitting as last week, but pretty close.
Wow. 55 damage points. Yeah, that's tough. Also a very high defense, so he's definitely going to look for... he's definitely going to need to find some extra levels or something while Z-Man completes his gold grind and now has that silver shield. And he also has level 16 while we're at it. That's hardly going to help against this Dragon Lord, though.
Lavkid noting in chat, Dragon Lord 1 did leg day twice.
Alright, so now here's the question. Where can you get all those experience points so you can get the 9550 you need to get to the next level? There's a good selection from Tristal. The 143 points of a one-shot. Oh, and there it is, the 200 points for that metal slime. I think Tristal's found the right zone.
Just grinding right outside of Sharlock.
Oh,
the gold men are right there too, if you can keep them there without having them run away.
Yeah. And then there's the slime. But shoot, if that's just 1 in 5 chance, and everything else is worth a good 100 points or more, I'd hang out in this zone all match.
And Z-Man also going with that strategy.
Well, if this keeps up, it might be Z-Man who winds up in second, or maybe he'll wind up winning the race here. Who knows?
Well, the challenge is he has a lot of experience to make up. Meanwhile, Tristal has taken the experience lead.
Yeah, and he's gonna keep on going at it until the next level. I'm pretty sure this has to be the best place to get points.
JJ, meanwhile, is in Sharlock and is picking up Erdrick's sword.
Yeah, that's why he had to go. That's why he elected to go through there. He wanted that sword, and now he's got to find Hoxus to get that armor. Meanwhile, the question is this level 17 actually going to give decent stats? Okay, here we go. Ryu's going to try the Death Necklace strategy, but unfortunately I think he's going to be in for a rude awakening.
Oh, man.
It's a good strategy. I definitely do not blame Ryu for this strategy, but...
He is about to be a fool in a couple of different senses here. And he gets sniped with Hurt More.
I would take Hurt More over a physical attack any day of the week right now. Oh, how about that? Dragon Lord's susceptible to Hurt More. Oh no!
Oh, and he's got Heal More!
Oh, this is great.
Dragon Lord 1 hitting like a Mack truck, and he's got Hurt More, and he's got Heal More, and he's got a dead Ryu Saishin.
Who's the lead singer of Blondie? I forget her name. She made a tune called Surrender. That's what you reminded me of. All right. So now we're gonna get into
Debbie Harry.
Yeah, that's her name. Man, oh man, I think all of our runners are gonna say that this has been a trash fire seed. Yes, stop spell can work in chaos mode. Dragon Lord is just another totally randomized monster, so definitely can stop spell the Dragon Lord, and I think they're gonna have to. But how much resistance does that Dragon Lord have?
Well, Tristal quietly pulling ahead in the experience level, already up to 9,300 and change. Just a couple of hundred away from level 17.
Oh no, he's gonna need, I believe, 3 more points.
And answering a Chechen Quat, the Death Necklace strategy. Well, okay, Lapkin's starting to explain that, yeah, in the regular game it doesn't do anything for you, but in this particular randomized seed, whether it be tournament or chaos, you get 10 extra strength points, but you lose 25% of your max hit points.
Tristal is electing to get another level. That 4 attack power is not going to be enough. And he hasn't fought the Dragon Lord yet, but it actually is a very good move.
And the added points in chat, yes, the Death Necklace, it curses you, and if you die and go back to the castle while cursed, the king just kicks you on out. Says you're cursed, go away.
So Z-Man's electing to go to Sherlock and try to grind scorpions that cast sleep, but it looks like he's able to knock him out in like 1 or 2 hits. Or no, he's using he's using sleep, and then is that a hurt more? Yep, that's what he's doing. So Tristal's continuing to increase his lead because he's definitely found the best place to get points. JJ defeating the ghost, he'll be the last one to pick up Erdrick's armor. And now I've just realized that Z-Man's got 101 defense power. Phew.
Oh, that is the difference of having that silver shield. That gives you an extra 10 defense over the large shield. So I believe a grand total of 20 defense points versus 10 for the large shield and 4 for the small. And that can certainly make a huge difference.
Ryu just told that golem to get wrecked. Tristel's going after, is going to grind even further to the next level. He's got 85 strength, so that implies 127 attack power. And once again, I do think that is the correct decision.
Yeah, I blinked and he was all of a sudden in 5 digits and just crossing the 12,000 experience mark and still going.
Oh man. Slime is the fun police of this seed. They have heal more. That is just awesome.
A teal slime with Dragon Lord Breath and Heal More. If that isn't the Stone Cold Salute, I don't know what is.
At this rate, we might as well start talking about wrestling. I tell you what, Tristel definitely earned his 2 points for a reversal this seed.
I figured that was the safest way to be able to describe that particular gesture, was to pull out the old Stone Cold Steve Austin reference.
Well, maybe this Dragon Lord will finally start getting some near fall points before too long. Oh, the question is, when is this gonna happen? Tristel's at level 18 and it's currently not enough. 12,000 points, my goodness. This has been the longest Chaos Seed I've seen in a very long time. Lavkian commented in chat a few minutes ago about how I'm saying like how I was calling a sub 3 hour seed a trash fire seed, but I called it that in the second grand final race of the previous tournament, and that was the third longest race of that tournament, or no, it was the second longest race of last year's tournament, in fact.
I think this is the ultimate commentator's curse, since you were mentioning that the average winning...
Well, I think
going. This will definitely push the average up.
yeah, just a little bit.
Just a few more than 10 demerits for you.
Yeah, Jaw Dr. Giggles definitely has me right there when I jinxed the seed there. You win, chat. You win. Well, at least I guessed Erdrick's sword location correctly, so...
There's your redemption. In a very dubious fashion, but there's your redemption.
Tristel now crossing 14,000 experience. The funny thing is like the last, I don't know, what, half hour maybe? 20 minutes, half hour is just basically been getting experience points.
Well, getting experience points, finding Erdrick's armor, and finding the sword.
Yeah, pretty much. So Tristel's is now pushing a 5,000 experience lead, while all of our other contestants are pretty much right there. And they've all found different spots to grind. Well, Tristel's just north of Tanagel, Z-Man wanted to go to Sharlock. Ryu's hanging out outside of Remolder. And JJ's, like, steps away from the castle. Like, even closer to the castle than Tristal is. Oh, did Tristal go up a level? I did not see the stat gains. Oh, here it is. 9 power. That might be enough for him to finally dive. And actually, he got to level 20 with that gain. So 2 levels only gave him 9 power.
Meanwhile, Z-Man, after healing everything up and whatnot, looks like he's going to fight on his way down, seeing that it's only another 1,500 and change to get to level 18.
So here's the dilemma Tristal's got right now. He's, well, okay, never mind. He's not going to Sherlock. He's got 16 heal mores. But a ton of hit points. Is he gonna get, like, magic keys or something? I don't know.
One interesting strategy that Z-Man looks to be the only one to have utilized is by rescuing the princess. She is essentially a portable tracker for how many experience to the next level.
Yeah, that's a good point. He doesn't have to die and go to the king or walk to the king or anything like that. He can just say, here's Gwaylin's love, and now I have the information.
So based on that and some quick math, it is determined that to get to level 18, you need 11,224 experience.
Not bad math there. As level 12 fires, or level 20, oh my goodness, level 22 fires for Tristal. He might finally have enough, and as Lavkian is correct, Tristal does have enough money to get that silver shield.
And that's the added bonus there, and he's certainly going to do it, and that might be enough for Tristal to give it a go at this point.
Oh, especially with 111 strength. Oh, I think he's in very good shape now. But he is going to need to land a stop spell at some point, I'm thinking. He doesn't know it yet, but
it could certainly be a rude awakening.
as a matter of fact, Narastra, I have not pulled the stats at all. I'm following along just like everyone watching here. Tristal's actually going to keep fighting here.
And to Kilroy in chat, yes, last week was torture in a different sense. This time around, it has been just getting to the Dragon Lord has been bad enough. And then, while not as strong as last week, DL1 pretty beefy, with not only hurt more and heal more, but also attacking for somewhere between 40 and 60 hit points per attack, per melee.
Well, Z-Man's gonna give Dragon Lord a try, I think. Or at least he's gonna check out the mini-boss. It was Ryu who gave Dragon Lord 1 a try, yes? And did JJ Smith try as well? Lavkin, to answer your question, yes, DL1 could theoretically have more HP than DL2. And I just noticed
DL1, I would imagine, is subject to the same up to 255 HP as any of the other enemies, correct?
Yeah, I believe that is the case. but Dragon Lord 1 is restricted to 100 to 200, or Dragon Lord 2, excuse me, is restricted to 100 to 230 hit points.
And we don't know how many there is in this seed because none of our competitors have gotten to Dragon Lord 2 as of yet.
Yeah, but Tristal definitely has the best chance of it. Although Ryu's giving it a try too. JJ, everybody's in Charlock, quite frankly.
Well, Ryu now getting to level 18. Will this be enough with the very minimal level and the empty eye agility? That was a rhetorical question.
All I know is that Z-Man has done well to defeat the Droll Magi.
And Lavkian noting in chat, I don't know if I'd go with the exact same math that he does as far as the number of heal mores. It's not quite 1 million heal mores, but certainly, I mean, 18. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, that's more than I'm used to seeing. There's Z-Man who reaches 18. He's gonna get probably not so good news.
And I wonder if he'll use Gwaelin's Love again to see how much further he has to go to get to 19. Yep, he's going to do just that.
Yeah, and it's a bazillion points. He might just go for it right now. Now, is he going to use the Death Necklace? Oh, you bet he is. Alright.
And yeah, it's kind of at this point just strap the necklace on and give it a try, because knowing that to get from where he's at now to 14,522 to get to level 19, that's just a little much. But then when you look past that, it's only maybe another 250 to get to level 20.
Oh yes, I love it. He put the Dragon Lord to sleep. Is it going to be enough to kill him off? Oh, I was going to say, do it. Try hurt more. No, he didn't, though. And now Ryu's going to give Dragon Lord a try. Just going to throw down the hurt more. Oh, no! Dragon Lord woke up and has heal more. Oh.
Yet another surprise for Z-Man.
Oh, my goodness. Now what he could do is he could try to drop him down a few hit points at a time and then try to hit a hurt more. Oh, Ryu hits a stop spell.
So there is stop spell susceptibility in this seed.
Yeah.
For Dragon Lord 1.
Here's the problem for Ryu and Z-Man. They both don't have enough heal mores to take on the DL2.
Unless they have this kind of generous anticlimactic ending and DL2 has 101 hit points or something.
Alright, Ryu did beat the first Dragon Lord. Z-Man dies to the Dragon Lord. This Dragon Lord needs like 100 HP to win. JJ now trying Dragon Lord. Tristal now trying his hand at the Dragon Lord. Oh, this is nuts.
There's so much going on here. I mean, 3 fights of the Dragon Lord all at the same time.
But again, Ryu's the one who needs to hope for 100 HP Dragon Lord. Oh, but nice hit for 19. Here it is, 2 more attacks for the win. Albeit very remote. He might get a 3rd attack here. Oh my goodness, he won! No way!
Wow, with 112, he was able to do it. Get out your GGs for Ryu. I am... Wow.
Oh my goodness, that is the most insane race I've ever seen in my life.
And Ryu Seishin is going to finish this race remarkably with an official SRL time of 105 minutes and 16 seconds.
Meanwhile, Tristal is still trying to defeat the first Dragon Lord. That is so unbelievable.
So if there's a commentator's curse, do I get the commentator's credit for mentioning the extremely low HP for DL2?
I'm sorry, I'm speechless.
Yeah, this was definitely a seed and then some, with struggles galore.
Wow, this meanwhile, Tristal's just having some awful luck, just not hitting the stop spell.
Meanwhile, JJ Schmidt back outside and going back to the training montage music.
As we say good evening to Ryu, congratulations, you have pretty much just given us the most insane race in like the history of this randomizer, in my opinion.
I'm actually shocked that I completed that one like that.
So I'll go ahead and try to give you a rundown as to what happened in this race, and Farhan, please fill in the blanks here. Ryu, you were the first one to kill a monster. You were the first one to find a golem. Tristal and JJ took about 20 minutes to find their first monster. Z-Man was maybe just a couple minutes behind you. So you pretty much had a lead, but you were pretty much stuck in experience, so everybody else was pretty quickly caught up. Tristal screamed into the experience lead after taking forever to kill a monster. And then eventually, you know, you do your thing where you get all the items, you get the armor and everything. A lot of people, I think virtually everybody, damaged their way through the glass tiles in Sherlock to try to get the sword. I think everybody was probably shouting a bunch of obscenities that that it was at the vanilla location. Tristal is at level 23, and he's grinding further because he failed the Dragon Lord at the same time you were fighting DL2. He was unable to beat the first Dragon Lord. And it might be because that it's possible that he might not know. I'm going to ask him about this. That the Dragon Lord is could be more susceptible to hurt more, which is what you capitalized on. And that's pretty much that's my story.
Yeah, as noted, I believe the last to gain any kind of a level at all was JJ Schmidt, taking 21 minutes and 45 seconds. but in doing so, he was able to kill an enemy that got him all the way from level 1 to level 7 in one fell swoop, beating a gold man for 242 experience. And then from there, it was a race into the teen levels, and the biggest issue was going around and fighting weaponless for the longest time. But once that was the biggest challenge, was everybody going in and trying to find the sword. JJ and Tristol, as you had mentioned, using the glass tile strategy. And I believe that you and Z-Man were able to find the Erdrick's armor first before going into Sharlock.
Yeah, I did have armor before Sharlock. I never did find Caitlyn, so I don't know if there were some cheaper weapons about, but I just grinded to get the broadsword, so I had something to smack things with.
Well, from what we saw, pretty much, I don't think we ever encountered a flame sword, but everything was extremely expensive. As I had noted, the diamond-studded club that was well over 2,000 gold.
Yeah, that club, I mean, I wouldn't have bought the club regardless, but yeah, that club was expensive. And not really a good gold grind. I mean, the best place to grind was the Stones of Sunlight Cave next to Tantagel, or buy keys and try your luck with getting gold through Garenham and Garenham's Grave. By the way, not random enough.
I was wondering if somebody was going to mention that. Well, I mean, it was slightly random. I mean, the Silver Harp was in Garen's Grave, but not in its vanilla location.
Yeah, I mean, it was still in Garen, though. And of course, you had Erdrick's in its vanilla location, but I mean, that happens more often than not.
And I'm just getting word from chat from McGrew, who has the statistics. The flame sword was 242 gold, but nobody had it. All the shops were out of stock on it.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't even know what Caitlyn held. I don't know, maybe Caitlyn held a nice cheap hand axe or something.
Well, I believe only Tristol had... Goodness, I forget now if it was Tristol or JJ. One of the two of them had found Caitlyn. I believe it was JJ, actually. And he was able to get the coordinates, which were fairly easy coordinates, but it led him to the Fairy Flute.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping, because I hadn't found Caitlyn, so I was hoping that the coordinate item was not going to be necessary.
Well, it wasn't necessary, but it certainly would have helped early on in the game, as the golems were, as you found out, the pretty easy early on enemy. And McGrew noting that the Caitlyn did have...
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again, Ferran?
Oh, yeah, no problem. According to McGrew in chat, Caitlyn did have the hand axe for 18 gold. So that would have been your El Cheapo weapon.
Yeah, thankfully most things were pretty easy to smack down. I mean, that first level had just a nice power, nice HP, nice everything boost to start with, and then the later levels were just kind of until I think some of the higher mid-teens levels. And then, of course, we had the ghost being our fun police this time around. Thankfully, they were susceptible to sleep, I found out finally.
I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I would say the slime was the fun police. They had Dragon Lord Breath and Heal More.
Yeah, I knew they had Dragon Lord's Breath, but I never found out they had Heal More. I didn't bother killing any of them once I found they had Dragon Lord Breath.
Yeah, Tristal gave it a try, and yeah. Speaking of Tristal...
But yeah, those...
I was going to say, speaking of...
But yeah, those ghosts,
yeah, you're right.
Oh, he's going again.
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was just saying those ghosts, I mean, they wouldn't let you run. They put you to sleep. their hurt didn't hurt, but when they punched you pretty good. I mean, you could stop spell them, but then you still couldn't run, and they still punched you. So I mean, finally, I tried sleep originally, didn't work. I tried hurt more multiple times, didn't work. And then finally, that last one out in the field that I used sleep on, it actually worked. I was like, oh, they are susceptible to sleep. Good. And then I didn't really run into that many on my dive that last time anyway.
Tristle's now giving Dragon Lord 1 another try. He does beat the Dragon Lord, and this Dragon Lord's toast.
As I see somebody, Lav there was wishing they had the live reaction. My live reaction was a holy followed by a fragrant word.
A word used to describe a brown slime.
Exactly, because I could not believe that the Dragon Lord 2 was that kind to have that low health, and that I was getting low rolls at that. With I had 139 attack power, and I was getting some pretty low rolls even at that.
So, Rhea, what were your thoughts on the Dragon Lord 2, as far as finally getting to it? And I mean, what were you thinking with that? What were you thinking when you were down to your last heal more, essentially? I mean, did you think you had any chance whatsoever, or what was going through your mind at that point?
I mean, to start the fight, I only had 6 heal mores at the start of the fight, and I was like, okay, this isn't going to go well, not unless I get the high roll on every hit, maybe a couple of doubles. But I was like, well, on the off chance that maybe he, everything else was pretty bad, and then Dragon Lord 1 was terrible. Maybe on the off chance, he's going to have the low HP count this time around. It actually happened to be that, because that Dragon Lord 1, he had heal more, and then his punches just hurt like hell.
All right. Meanwhile, get out your GGs if you haven't already for Tristal, finishing in second with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 21 seconds. Meanwhile, JJ Schmidt has made his way down to basement 7, and so too has Z-Man. This is going to come down to the wire for third and last place. The difference, though, Z-Man looks to be closing in on, and just a mere 23 experience away from level 24. And now Z-Man making his way to 24. Game Boy is still speechless. Well, Z-Man checking, and looks like this is going to be where the leveling up ends for him, as he realizes that to get to level 25, it would be 21,478 experience. Not necessarily worth it, and we have dueling Dragon Lord 1 fights.
Wow, 21,000. Jeez. Glad it.
Oh, there I am.
And we got you back. All right, Game Boy.
Oh, I must have muted my mic somehow, which I would love to know how I did that. But there it is. JJ has defeated the Dragon Lord, and he's in half-decent shape to win. Z-Man has stopped the Dragon Lord spell. He's going to finish too, but who's going to finish faster? It's going to be a race for the finish, because Z-Man is going to slice this Dragon Lord down, while JJ is going to slowly take him down 10 points at a time. But I think JJ's got about a 50-point lead.
Well, Z-Man now making his way to DL2 as we have crossed the 2-hour mark here in this seed.
Oh my goodness, 60. 93. Oh, there's a heal. Now he knows that he doesn't have enough. Oh, if he attacks one more time, he wins. Oh! Oh my gracious. There's the heal for JJ Schmidt, and Z-Man comes... totally thrashes the Dragon Lord and wins and gets 3rd place.
Well, the 6 levels look to be the difference. Level 24 versus level 18.
This is probably the craziest thing I've seen in a long time.
And you've certainly seen a lot more than I have, so for me it goes without saying. But Z-Man 050778 going to finish in 3rd with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 1 minute, and 44 seconds. And folks, stick around because I'm sure this post-game interview is going to be pretty doggone interesting. And JJ Schmidt finishing just behind, just 12 seconds after Z-Man, 2:01.56, the final time for JJ Schmidt.
Very good evening to you, Z-Man, and I'm going to have to say...
Seconds after Z-Man, 2:01.56, the final time for JJ Schmidt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Very good evening. Sorry, I had a little bit of an echo there. Anyway, very good evening to you, JJ Schmidt, as well. Good race, everybody. And I have to say, you don't know, but this was like the craziest race I've ever seen, ever.
Oh, how's that?
So the Dragon Lord had 112 hit points, and Ryu won at level 18.
What? How is that possible?
Because, oh, there's Tristel joining us on Discord now, I think. Yeah, he went on level 18. He was, and it's possible that you might not know this, but the Dragon Lord was susceptible to hurt more, so he was able to take advantage of it. But Ryu did have to stop spell him too.
I couldn't get stop spell to stick, and the 2 hit murders I didn't hit, so I figured he was resistant. Nice job, Ryu. Nice job.
Yeah, GG. To be fair, I had 6 Healmores to use on Dragon Lord 2, and almost just gave it up on that. Just said, screw it, kill me, let me come back with more, MP. But just threw a shot in the dark at it and got lucky that he had low HP.
Yeah, and meanwhile, here I am at frickin', what was I, level 23 or 24, and I was doing like 35 damage to the Dragon Lord 2.
Oh yeah, McGrew mentioning that he was very susceptible to sleep, which, Z-Man, you did hit one of those.
Yes, I did. I did hit a sleep. I did.
Yeah, and I was screwing up like, yes, I love it.
Of course, didn't do me much good. He came out of sleep and just knocked me back to the castle.
Oh, it was a good idea though. There is not an FAQ for Chaos Mode, and Tristan does raise a good point. This may be something where we really need to get a tutorial up, like, you know, PDQ, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. The FAQ to Chaos Mode is kill everything. That's kind of the way I view it. Is look, you kill everything till you're at the right level, then you go.
Yeah. So Tristal mentioning that he killed his first monster at 24 minutes.
Oh, really?
And
I think, what did I kill mine? I think I killed mine about 10 minutes in. I got that golem, I think.
Yeah, the golem was a monster to kill.
You were about 10 minutes in. Ryu, it took actually about 2 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And then, yeah, JJ was around just past the 20-minute mark. Both he and Tristal had taken out a gold man as their first enemy, launching them from level 1 to level 7 in one swoop.
Oh, nice. And yeah, my golem I think got me from 1 to 5, and then I could kill a lot of things around the castle.
Yeah,
Boy.
but here's the thing though. Tristal actually screamed back to take the experience lead, so I would definitely say he did have a lead for a time, and Tristal definitely was in position to win this race, until Dragon Lord 1 got him.
Meanwhile,
yeah, I tried casting Stop Spell on Dragon Lord 1, I don't know, 20 times? A lot. Didn't work.
Oh. Yeah, I'm guessing
Lord 1 had, like, unreasonable amounts of hit points thanks to how hard it was hitting. So, once I saw it had heal more, I'm like, well, I go for this Stop Spell.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Once I saw the heal more, I'm like, all right, Stop Spell strats, let's pray.
Yeah, I think Ryu also had to hit a Stop Spell.
Yeah, because he heal more after the first hurt more, and then he wasn't that susceptible to hurt mores.
Oh, and there's the Stop Spell resist from Regrew, 7 out of 8.
Oh, jeez. And let me just say how paranoid I was at the end of the game on my first dip into Sherlock when the sword may or may not have been in the vanilla sword chest, because thanks to those slimes in Garen's grave, I never got to the last chest in Garen's grave, and at that point I'm like, please, 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 please be in Sherlock.
Oh, and I think all four of you probably shouted some obscenities when you noticed that the sword was in vanilla, which I guessed correctly. Yes.
I was actually relieved that I didn't have to go back into the grave of Garen.
Yeah, well, fair point.
What you had missed in that bottom chest of the grave of Garen would have been the
fighter's ring. It's the only thing I didn't find.
Yeah, see, before I went into Sherlock, I knew it was in there, and then I checked the bottom floor chest before I checked vanilla location. Although I thought to myself before doing so, I was like, go check it, get out the way, and then you can just go bottom floor, Dragon Lord, and go. And I didn't. I went to bottom floor and had to go back.
I think everybody did, though.
Yeah.
So do any of you four have anything else to add on?
Burn this seed?
I can agree with that one. That out of all the chaos I've done, that is by far the worst chaos seed I've done.
Yeah, I was mentioning to everybody that the average winning time, before this race, was 56 minutes. It was under an hour.
Yeah, thanks for the jinx.
I'm pretty gratified to hear all this, since I think this is the first one I've actually completed, but I've tinkered around with it a little bit. But it's been a while, not since the beta 2.0 versions, so I was getting pretty worried about the Chaos Tournament, because this was scary.
No, this is by far, of all the practice ones I've done, this is by far the worst. By far my longest finishing time and just most troll seed I've ever had.
But the interesting thing is that the winning time here, 1:45, that's like 20 minutes longer than the average winning time of the tournament just a few months ago.
I mean, I have had in practice, I've had some that that did take 2+ hours, but it wasn't 2+ hours because Trogan Lord. It was 2+ hours because it was 6K experience to a level here, 8K experience to a level there, before I could finally get enough to go face the Dragon Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the craziness of the Chaos tournament, but the Chaos mode. But I guess that's why 20 of us really like it, and so we got 20 people signed up for the tournament. So it's gonna be a fun thing. It's gonna be a fun tournament coming up. It starts in 2 weeks' time.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I mean, I may moan and whine a little bit about seeds, but all in all, this is fun to me. I mean, I enjoy doing stuff like this, and then I'm looking forward to the tournament.
Indeed, and so is probably everybody who's been watching here. And I think we will go ahead and wrap this up, unless you all have any of you have anything else to say.
Nope.
I did want to chime in. Z-Man, thank you for having Gwaelin's Love, as that made it very easy to kind of track, all right, how many experience to the next level? Because that is one of the most random things of Chaos, is figuring out, all right, is it going to be 100 more experience or 3,000?
Yeah, I had a hunch that as I was grinding for that silver shield, I had a hunch that was going to serve me well a little later. So it did.
Yeah,
I have a
never thought
question.
about that
Did
strategy.
if you got Gwaelin's Love, I guess you already know. What was the enemy on the spike tile in Swamp Cave?
It was a specter.
Great then. Okay.
So-
I was
so-
debating if that was a place I should try and check for grinding, but
It was useless. Good.
I ended up using the desert north of Charlock.
Yeah,
5 enemies that I could one shot and were pretty easy to kill and good for experience.
yeah. When I found the grind spot in Gwaelin's Cave, the specter was useless for experience, but it gave max gold. And at that point, I only needed like 2,000-3,000 to get the silver shield. So I grinded on that for the gold for the silver shield, and then I did some in the desert north of Sherlock, and then I did some on the first floor of Sherlock. So,
See, I did my grinding. I found that Goldman, Green Dragons, and Golem spawned rather heavily in the mountains by Rimmeldar. So that's where I did my grinding after my first attempt into Sherlock at 16 didn't go so well. I wasn't looking forward to that 4K grind, but I did it.
Yeah, the desert north of Sherlock had metal slimes and goldmen, which each gave 200 plus experience, and you could one shot them really early.
See, I didn't really find much of that in the desert. I found the Dragon Lord Breath regular slimes. I fought a metal slime once, I think, but I didn't find much of that in the desert north. So that's why I just never went back to it, other than to get the rainbow drop. And how about that continent of nothing? Or as, we decided we were going to coin that the Spark Over continent, since there was absolutely nothing there.
Yeah, nothing.
Were there any bridges on the entire landmass? I don't recall seeing any.
There can be.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall seeing any either.
Yeah,
Not in the sea, but there can be.
Well, I certainly there can be. There just weren't, I don't think. It was just weird. I don't recall ever seeing a seed with just no bridges at all.
Yeah, you're right. Now that you mention it, yeah.
Lots of one-tile lakes, but no bridges.
Yeah,
I blame Nest cardinality.
always. No, wait. Don't we have to blame TGE?
Blame ever hate.
Okay.
Well, we haven't heard from TGE in a while, at least in this game.
I think I might be convincing him to make his way over here.
Yeah, hey,
I
that
didn't know
sounds
TGE
good.
ran this game.
Hey, the more the merrier.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen him run the game, but he's commentated a couple matches. All right. Well, on that note, we are going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all very much for a very entertaining, and I have to say a very bizarre race, if I do say so myself. But thank you all very much for joining us. We hope to see you all next week.
This has been a fun night here on Monday Night Warrior. One night or one race this week, and you certainly got your money's worth for the one, that's for sure. So make sure to give all of our racers a follow here. Of course, you've got Reusation and Z-Man050778, as well as Tristel and JJ Schmidt 77. And make sure to give us commentators a follow, Game Boy F9, as well as myself, Ferran Burgundy. And for everybody here, I'm Ferran Burgundy saying until next week, may your moves be excellent and your seeds stay classy. Good night, everyone.